Well, he sued himself and taking money from us, not from himself.
That's what I'm saying. You can't sue yourself and take someone else's money to pay you.
No tax on trips was for 2028 work. Now, the real slogan he has is no tax on Trumps for life. Since you brought it up, I have to pick up on that and the corruption. నా షో టైటిల్ ఇవాళ ఒక మూర్ఖుడా ఇదంతా అవినీతి గురించి అని, అంటే ఇట్స్ ద కరప్షన్ స్టూపిడ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద హోల్ థింగ్. మీరు $1.8 billion slush fund అనేది, the news broke out more than 10 days ago. Every single day I get more and more angry. Murali garu meeku pettana text. I'm getting every single day, I'm getting angry. So $1.8 billion. 2017లో ఆయన గారు ప్రెసిడెంట్ అయినప్పుడు ఎవడో కాంట్రాక్టర్, ఎవడో ఐఆర్ఎస్ కాంట్రాక్టర్ 400,000 పీపుల్ ట్యాక్సెస్ రిలీజ్ లీక్ చేశాడు. అందులో ఒకడు ట్రంపే ప్రెసిడెంట్ అప్పుడు. సో న్యూయార్క్ టైమ్స్ పెద్ద ఇన్వెస్టిగేటివ్ జర్నలిజం చేసి ఎలక్షన్స్ ముందు September 2020లో ఒక పెద్ద రిపోర్ట్ చేసి మనవాడు ఏ రకంగా తొండి చేసింది అని చూపెట్టి, ఇది న్యూయార్క్లో ఒక ప్రాపర్టీలో ఇల్లీగల్గా ట్యాక్స్ డిడక్షన్స్ క్లెయిమ్ చేసి $77 million ఎంతో క్లెయిమ్ చేశాడు. ఇట్లా అన్నీ పెట్టేసి ఒక సంవత్సరంది, ఐ థింక్ 2015, 16, 17 వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇయర్స్ ఆఫ్ ట్యాక్సెస్ $700 మాత్రమే ఎలా కట్టగలిగాడు అనేదాన్ని మొత్తం ఎక్స్పోజ్ లాగా తీసుకొచ్చింది. I don't know if that played any role in the election result, but 2020 election ముందే వచ్చింది అది. So whatever. Fast forward, last year తనే సూ చేసుకున్నాడు, ట్రంప్ వర్సెస్ ట్రంప్. లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ అయినా జనవరిలోనైనా, ఇది ఇట్ మే నాట్ బి దట్ ఫార్ అగో, ఇట్స్ వెరీ రీసెంట్ లాసూట్. తను $10 billion సూ చేసుకున్నాడు. ఒక జడ్జి డిపోజిషన్ అడిగింది, ఏంటి ఇది, హౌ కెన్ యూ సూ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్? ఇప్పుడు అడ్వర్సిటీ లేకపోతే యూ కెనాట్ సూ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. నన్ను నేను సూ చేసుకుని నా ఈ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ నుంచి ఈ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్లోకి మార్చుకోవాలా? సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వాట్. బట్ దట్ డజంట్ మీన్ దట్ ట్రెజరీ ఇస్ హిస్ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్, బట్ థియరిటికల్లీ ఆ లాసూట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కమింగ్, లాసూట్ కదా, ఆ జడ్జి హియరింగ్ వీళ్ళు ఇది బ్రీఫింగ్ ఫైల్ చేయాల్సిన ముందు రోజు సెటిల్ చేసి పారేసి అయిపోయింది. ఇది $1.8 billion ఒక సెటిల్మెంట్ ఫండ్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. ఇందులో నుంచి ఎవరికి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ జస్టిస్, అదే ప్రభుత్వం ఎవరినైతే రాంగ్ చేసిందో వాళ్ళు క్లెయిమ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. థింక్ అబౌట్ ఇట్ అండి. 1776, of course they are talking about 1776 Declaration of Independence as the, అక్కడ పెద్దవాళ్ళు మెసేజింగ్ కూడా అందులో 1776. చూడండి, నేను ఎంత గొప్ప ఉన్నా, 10 billion కాదు, నేను చాలా తక్కువకి అందులో 18% సెటిల్ అయిపోయా. అది I gave up 72% of what I entitled in it. So that is the backdrop of it. ఆ జడ్జి ఆ హీరింగ్ ఏదైతే ఆర్డర్ చేసిందో అది క్యాన్సిల్ చేసి పడేసి ఈ కేసును కొట్టి పడేస్తూ చెప్పింది, దేర్ ఈస్ ఒక్క నిమిషం, she did very specifically say this is not a settlement, this is not even a case. Apparently it has some legal significance, I don't know. ఇది సెటిల్మెంట్ అంటాం, సెటిల్మెంట్ కాకపోవటం అనేది వీళ్ళంతా ఏమంటున్నారు, ట్రంప్ ఈస్ కాలింగ్ ఇట్ ఏ సెటిల్మెంట్ అండ్ అటార్నీ జనరల్ ఈస్ కాలింగ్ ఇట్ ఏ సెటిల్మెంట్. దిస్ మే హ్యావ్ సమ్ లెగ్స్, ఐ డోంట్ నో ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు కమ్. ఇది ఎవరైనా ఫైల్ చేయొచ్చు అండి. ఇప్పుడు నేను కూడా ఫైల్ చేయొచ్చు అంట, సో మీరు కూడా ఫైల్ చేయొచ్చు అంటండి మురళి గారు. సో ఈ రకమైన ఇది యాంటీ వెపనైజేషన్ ఫండ్ అంటాడు దాన్ని. He faced grilling in the Senate, especially Chris Van Hollen, the Maryland senator, former justice official quoted in the Times, gave the clearest summary of the legal problem. It is not wrong legally. The settlement another legally wrong, but it is, the problem is he is creating a new federal program, and if he is doing so with the money of the judgment fund, is not the way Congress anticipated the judgment fund would be used. So it is a legal loophole. నేను ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పాను, సూది పెట్టే ప్లేస్ ఉన్న చోట హీ విల్ పొలుగు పెడతాడండి మావాడు. సూది పెట్టే సందు ఉందంటే చాలు పొలుగేస్తాడు అక్కడ. సో దట్ ఇస్ వాట్ హీ డిడ్. టాడ్ బ్లాంచ్ ని సెనెట్ లో బాగానే ఉతికారు, రాశారు. ఈయన్ని పర్సనల్ అటార్నీ, ఇది ట్రంప్ కి పర్సనల్ అటార్నీ అంటే ఐఎమ్ యాక్టింగ్ అటార్నీ జనరల్. ఓకే, ఏంటి నన్ను పర్సనల్ అటార్నీ అంటావు ట్రంప్ కి, నేను యాక్టింగ్ అటార్నీ జనరల్, ఏంటి ఏంటి దొబ్బుడే అన్నట్టుగా అడిగి. బట్ సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద సెటప్ అండి. దెర్ ఇస్ లాట్ మోర్. ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత వాట్ ఎవర్ ద అనౌన్స్మెంట్ కేమ్, ఆ తర్వాత ఒక అడెండం లాగా ఒక మెమో రాశాడు టాడ్ బ్లాంచ్. సో బేసికలీ he then I will find it. I will toss it to you and Murali garu. Cheppandi, what do you think about this? This is outraging to me. నేను చాలా ఎక్స్ప్లెనేటివ్ లేడని మీకు టెక్స్ట్ పెట్టాను, బట్ I don't want to use all that.
Yeah. And as I said in my reply, it's వీడు దొంగ, నేను దొంగను, నేను దోచుకుంటానని ఓపెన్ గా చేస్తున్నాడు. But what I'm mad about is the Congress. The Congress has completely supplicated, whatever the word that we use, supplicated and is enabling him to do anything. Congress should. Either senator, I mean, a couple of senators are talking, but I don't see any congressmen opposing this, particularly the Democrats. So, వాడు ఇప్పుడు దోచుకున్నోడిని తప్పు పట్టాలా, లేకుంటే దోచుకొని ఇస్తున్న వీళ్ళను తప్పు పట్టాలన్నది ఒక ఇది.
సో డ్రాక్స్ గారు మీరు అన్నట్టుగానే దిస్ సీమ్ టు హ్యావ్ caught some wind. Even Republican senators and congressmen are fighting this. What are your thoughts on it?
This is going to be a very big political liability, and if they don't seem to be on the other side of it, because nobody can justify how this was reached. The analogy I drop on is, we know that Indian politicians are corrupt, right? Even they wouldn't be this shameless to be dipping into the government treasury to take money to pay themselves. They are corrupt by different means. This guy, this is so blatantly corrupt, it can be easily explained that you can't sue yourself and take somebody else's money to pay yourself. That's what exactly he did.
Well, he sued himself and taking money from us, not from himself.
That's what I'm saying. You can't sue yourself and take someone else's money to pay you. Right?
Yeah.
So I think this can be easily explained for every Democrat politician from the stump, and I think the ones who has been on this using corruption as the biggest political talking point has been John Ossoff, and I hope more people catch on and try to frame it in the right way. The reason you would say John Ossoff frames it really well. He says, okay, you would think, what would it matter if he takes 1.8 billion? Other people, I heard this before, right? Clinton was corrupt and like he made a lot of money for foundation. First thing, Clinton Foundation was after his presidency. He didn't directly benefit while he was the president. The second thing is, Clinton Foundation corruption did not affect you directly. Trump's corruption is affecting you directly because the decisions he's taking because of his corruption are causing your gas prices to go up, your grocery prices to go up, your tariff decisions where you're paying for every single item you buy at least 10% costlier because of the decisions he's taking, which he's taking because he's also investing in the stock market with 3,700 trades in 6 months, and which have been clearly been followed and showed that they have been done before his official proclamation related to those companies. So you can see why he's...
Trades చెప్పారు కాబట్టి I want to give additional information on that stock trades అండి.
Yep.
So 3,600 trades in Q1. That's what he reported. And he traded shares in Apple, Amazon, and Nvidia, and then took 15 of those companies he traded, the CEOs, to diplomatic trip to China. Of the 17 CEOs he brought to China last week, 15 lead companies whose shares he actually were in his portfolio earlier this year. So that is the level of corruption. That's a blatant corruption. And to my knowledge, in the last 40 years I've been here, no president ever dealt directly with the stocks like this. No, none of them. Even, I mean, there is no other corrupt person like him. Clinton has its own flaws in a different way, but he's not this corrupt. So continue your thoughts.
It is all just adding up, right? Like ఏమంటారు దాన్ని ఇటుకిటుగా కలిసి కొండంత అవుతుంది, and then it is reaching up to a level. I'm hoping we'll see like a seismic. I'm hoping again. I don't know. This country has always like seemed to lose out on my hope, and then it comes out brighter than from the darkness. So I think this November is going to one of those bright moments when it seems so dark, and then you see this flash of lightning come through. Um, it happened before, and I think this country can prove itself like just like it did in 2020, where he had a good chance of winning, but the country clearly showed that it can throw him out. And I think November is again the first chance of where we'll see that happening, and hopefully we'll get some more of the Republicans, even though they're not needed for those simple majorities, to make some drastic changes of where the people's power,
So-
just like in Hungary, showed that people who have been entrenched for 16 years can be thrown out. This will start this November. That's my hope.
సో మీరు ఆ హోప్ అన్నారు కాబట్టి ఐ విల్ యాడ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ సెగ్మెంట్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ ఆల్సో హియర్ అండ్ ఆ హోప్ లోనే దెర్ ఆర్ 2 things you mentioned. One is there is this time the Republican caucus, like House and Senate side, people are resisting this fund. The people who spoke out against this fund are Brian Fitzpatrick in Pennsylvania. He used the word, "I'm going to kill it." This 1.8 billion dollars. He asked for details about the settlement and everything. ఇంకోటి, దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ ది ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద సెటిల్మెంట్ ఒకటే కాదు, తర్వాత ఒక అడెండం సైన్ చేశాడు టాడ్ బ్లాంచ్. ఏమని, ట్రంప్ అండ్ హిస్ సన్స్ అండ్ హిస్ బిజినెసెస్ ఆర్ ఇమ్యూన్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎనీ ఫ్యూచర్ ప్రాసిక్యూషన్స్. దే కెనాట్ బి ఆడిట్స్, నో పెండింగ్ ఆడిట్స్ ఆన్ IRS, potentially wiping away 100 million tax liability. He was questioned on that. నువ్వు ఆ అథారిటీ ఇచ్చావు $100 million ట్యాక్స్ లయబిలిటీ అవాయిడ్ చేసేటట్టు అంటే, వాళ్ళు ఏదో ఫేక్ న్యూస్ వాళ్ళు రిపోర్ట్ చేశారు, దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఫ్యాక్చువల్ అంటాడు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ బేసికలీ ట్రంప్, ఎనీబడి నేమ్డ్ ట్రంప్ will not be prosecuted or will not even be audited by IRS. They don't even have to file taxes. Why would you file taxes if I'm not being audited? Like, why would I? If that is even legal, if that's even impossible. Todd Blanche has no authority, by the way. I think this will not stand the courts. ఇది ట్రంప్కి ఇమ్యూనిటీ ఇవ్వడం అనేది. ఇంకొక విషయం నేను నా ఫేస్బుక్లో పెట్టాను, మరి నా వాట్సాప్ స్టేటస్లో పెట్టాను. వన్ థింగ్ ఐ సెడ్ అండి, నో ట్యాక్స్ ఆన్ టిప్స్ అని చెప్పి స్లోగన్తో వచ్చాడు కదా. No tax on trips was for 2028 work adi. Now, the real slogan he has is no tax on Trumps for life. You see the irony there? Anybody can make a good slogan out of this. No tax on trips for you until 28. No tax on Trumps forever, lifelong, or something like that. Some catchy slogan. Democrats, they should go for it. And then there are other corruption things I want to bring it on. So మీరు second thing చెప్పారండి, hope అన్నారు. Polls are showing good mood against Trump. ఇప్పుడు న్యూయార్క్ టైమ్స్ సిఎన్ఆర్ పోల్లో 63% against Trump, 37% still support Trump. I really want to see who these assholes are who are still supporting Trump. The only problem I see is that this redistricting, if you take lean Republican, even if you assume lean Republican Democrats are going to win, their chances have come down significantly. The best case scenario, based on which way the lean Republican, lean Democrats go, the best case scenario, Democrats are going to get only 17. The Nate Cohen, New York Times, Nate Cohen, somebody else. I'm trying to remember which polling organization said. Bottom line, it has become tougher because of this Supreme Court ruling on Voter Rights Act, repeal చేశారు చూసారా దానివల్ల. But I'm hopeful still the wave is going to be so big that మీరు అన్నట్టు we might have a brighter future. Not future, like things could be different at that time.
The point I'm trying to make is the numbers in the House might not be 40 plus or so, but the wins of the Republicans across the board will be very narrow, and that will put the fear of them losing in future elections. And along with that, the House law makes simple majority can pass things, right? What you need is the Senate. I think statewide, if he is galvanizing enough people to turn up and try to maximize their vote, that will play a big role in the Senate. So if he can, if this gives the Senate at a loss of 10, 20 seats in the House, if it delivers the Senate to the Democrats, I'm all for it. I'm good.
No, I actually believe that Senate uh, uh, Democrat chances have improved because of Voter Right Act.
Again, that's what I'm saying. You might lose a 10, 15 seat advantage in the House, still get the House. You just need it by 3 votes, like just like Republicans have it now. But if you get the Senate, you can do a lot of things. Basically, you can stop every judicial appointment, every appointment for the next 2 years.
Well, also don't pass anything that for if ICE wants this much money, I'm not giving you.
Yeah, you can just
That
completely come up.
1.8 billion dollars, like we are stopping that money. They can do that.
Yeah. So,
On the same positive news Sunday, this is the time primaries wind up అవుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి now some of the Republicans who already won the primaries, they are finding their spine. I'll give you a list of people who spoke against this $1.8 billion corruption. Mitch McConnell. So the nation's top law enforcement official is asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops. So Susan Collins, it is real trouble and it should be. And then John Thune, I think it is hard to divorce anything that happens here from what's happening in the political atmosphere around us. There is a political component to everything we do around here. Why can't you speak straight, John Thune? I mean, this is ridiculous. Like a Dick Durbin, well, the Democrat. So we have Michael Ritchie and a whole bunch of Republicans came out dead against this $1.8 billion fraud. Muraligar, additional thoughts?
I'm still very skeptical. Because probably it's my nature, but I don't see. I do share Dr. Drax's hope that even if we lose Congress, the Senate might be in our. కానీ ఇప్పుడు చూస్తున్న కరెంట్ పోల్స్ లో అంటిల్ వి పోల్స్ ఏ పోల్స్ నమ్మాలో అర్థమవుతలేదు.
No, they're not going to lose the House, Murali garu. They're going to win it, but it's a margin that's going to be narrow.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The margin. You just need 1 or 2. But Senate ఇంకా డిఫికల్ట్ అని అనిపిస్తుంది. In the current.
See, for I'll give you an example. Republicans might have already lost the House now. They don't have Macy now. He's not going to go along with all the votes. Like he's definitely lost. And there are a few other people that will, to win re-election, might start not voting for their things. Basically, they don't have the House at this point too.
Well, if whatever the new rules that allow the equivalence of no confidence vote on the speaker, he might even lose it. If they were able to bring that on him, the Republicans may even lose the majority even now at this moment.
Yeah,
one Democratic Florida Congresswoman had to resign. That was one blow to Democrats.
And a 1-to-1 line they took out this Tony Gonzalez also, right? So
yeah, Tony Gonzalez resigned yesterday. He stepped out.
Yeah, both. I think all of them resigned because they were going to be expelled.
So the most outrageous part of this settlement, actually we didn't even talk about it. So I wanted to show you this guy. His name is Andrew Paul Jackson. 2021 lo, January 6th time lo, he was arrested for multiple charges. Something like 11 charges ఏమో ఉన్నాయి వీడి మీద. వీడి మీదనే 11? No, ఇంకోడాడు. So వీడి మీద చాలా charges ఉన్నాయి. Well, the cases are pending. Florida, he went back, and then this guy found found a widower or maybe single woman mother with her living with her kids, and this guy went in as a handyman or something, were trying to do some work, and he was living there, sleeping on their couch, and he assaulted her kids. Then ages whatever, 11 or whatever age, and then he went to jail. Trump pardoned him. He got released. He went back to those kids and he assaulted them again. And he then told them not to tell anybody because President Trump is going to give him money and he's going to give those kids some money. And this mother is serving life in prison because he got convicted in Florida jury by a Florida jury, and now he's in prison. Ila the recidivism ఏదో అంటారు దాన్ని. So basically, those who committed crime, they come out and they do the crime again. January 6th లో ట్రంప్ పార్డన్ చేసిన 1,700-1,600 people లో ఒక 30 పైన కేసులు, they committed crime again, they went back to jail. You know what? These guys are going to be eligible to apply for this slush fund money. And he was making those promises to those kids who he is abusing, because this is not done in secret. He slush fund అనేది Ed Martin and ఒకడు ఉన్నాడు ఇక్కడ, ట్రంప్ pardon attorney. He has been going around podcast circles saying we are going to do this. That is broadcast everywhere. And Trump was able to pull it off with Todd Blanche. Looks like he was not able to pull it off with what's her name? Palm Bounty. She could not. She didn't want to go there. Maybe it's shocking. There are somebody who's with lower morals than Pam Bondi, who is Todd Blanche. They found. Mike Lindell is going to file for compensation. Enrico Tarrio is going to file for compensation. Whole bunch of these criminals are going to file for compensation. And one guy says, apparently he asked ChatGPT, and they said, you will at least get $20 million from this one. Un-effing believable. See, it's not just Trump corruption taking money out. And the intended target of this money, who is going to get that, is the problem. You pay your taxes and the treasury pays the criminals. Is that the way the system works? I mean, I cannot hide my contempt for this whole deal. Well, for that matter, for the president himself. The anger is like, it's growing by the minute for me.